You know, we talk about peace, and a lot of us, I've shared with you before, we think that peace is an absence of conflict. But that's not what peace is at all. Peace is a very fertile, full, potential space where you're free. You're free to create. And just like the song took us to those moments. Those are peaceful moments. But first we're going to deal with us. So I would like to introduce you to Krista. Here's Krista. Now, Krista is just like you. She's ready for her day and all is going well. She has put behind her all of her issues. And going forward now, clear and clean and pure. So she wakes up the morning and she begins to think her thoughts. Yes, her thoughts. Her thoughts she begins to think. Thoughts, thinking. And the thoughts that she thinks are very, very, very familiar because she thinks the same thoughts every day. I have heard historically, or scientifically I should say, how many thoughts we think in a day, and the number is astronomical. It's like 1,000,000 or something. I don't, y'all may know. I have tried to remember it. I've written it down. I've tried to remember so I can quote it exactly. I can't remember how many thoughts we think. It's amazing. And of the, let's just say 1,000,000 thoughts, the percentage of repetitious thoughts is 90-something%.
Oh, God.
We think these same thoughts over and over again. So now we have these beautiful, beautiful, aren't they lovely thoughts? They're just lovely thoughts. And then as she begins to think her thoughts, she begins to feel. And then she begins to think and feel. And then this energy of worry starts to come up within her. And so her belt of worry now goes on her body. And now she's comfortable. She's comfortable. She has her thoughts. She has her worries. Her stuff's behind her. And she's ready for her day. But she knows that she is a creative child of God. So she asks God for a desire of her heart. Ready to create, ready to begin. And over time, a few days, a few months perhaps, one of her creations arrives. Brought by her angel. And her creation is perfect. It is so familiar. It looks just like her. It is perfect. Perfect for her life. It fits her perfectly. Everything works beautifully. Until one day, things start to not work so well. It starts to break down. She has to take a closer look at it. So she goes into her creation and really begins to look to see what is in there. It's her past creations in the middle of her creation. Her familiarity here. And all of the things that she has put behind her not dealing with are now in the middle of what she's called forth to experience. Do you see yourself yet? Okay. All right. This is how we are. We stand forth and we do our prayer work with our thoughts and our worry and our past. And our prayer is, God, oh God, thy will be done, God. Thy will be done. And God's will has to squeeze into us and then project out through all of the thoughts, all of the worry, and all of the past. Do you see? We are a beautiful cosmic cookie cutter. And we think all along that we are in God's will. So, why do we put these things on? For identity. For familiarity. Every day we wake up, we need to know who we are. I am the thinker, and I am the worrier. That's what I do. And I put my stuff behind me. This gives us identity and a place in the world. And hold your creation for a moment. Is everybody uncomfortable yet? I wanted to share with you a scripture in me clearing it. Jesus is saying about going to the silence. He says, it's good to set aside the noise, but you must lay aside the tenseness of mind, the business cares, the fears, and the troubled thoughts. So, when Krista realized that her creation does not work, there's only one thing she can do. Ask her angel to take it from her. Thank you, angel. Lay aside the tenseness. Release the emotions. And ask the angel to help. Help me release the emotions that bind me. And then the thoughts, letting the thoughts go. Now, this is how you begin every morning. Just like this. Clear. Accept your past. There's a wonderful thing called the law of grace. When you call forth divine intervention to soften the results of your own karma, that which you with consciousness have created, that which you intentionally created for an effect to return to you, cause and effect. You set something into motion and that sucker's coming back at you, or it's already come back at you and you're holding it. Grace. You can ask that God's love move through all of your creations to soften, to release, so that you can truly find that space of peace. And when you do that, they take it from you. Do you see the difference? Now, by doing those 3 steps, when she comes to God now, and she says, God, I want to create. I want to create something fabulous. And she holds it now in the space of peace, not taking preconceived ideas, not being limited by the past. In the space of peace, she calls forth a creation, and it comes to her over time. And it's beautiful, but it's not familiar. It doesn't match her. It's come from a different time and space. It's come from a different level of consciousness. But she can look at it and open it and see what's inside. And instead of fragments of the past, it's filled with potential. Beautiful little ribbons of potential. And that's the creating from the space of being in God will. We do create, but it comes looking not like that which is familiar, but looking like a special gift. And the first question you have is, can I hold this? Can I hold this? And what allows you to hold it is maintaining the spark of divinity within. Do you get it? Do you see yourselves? Thank Krista. So, we have a choice of how we want to see ourselves in any given moment. And 99% of the time, we see ourselves through all of the thoughts that we've always had. 99% of the time, because 99% of the time we're thinking those same thoughts. But if we began to understand what peace is about releasing form, releasing expectation, releasing this vision of self, and allowing peace. In the energy of peace, I am okay. In the energy of peace, I am accepted. In the energy of peace, I am filled with potential. And in the energy of peace, I get to choose.